want you hearing the music. I don't think they want you hearing the music.
Okay, there
Hey,
we
folks,
go.
how you guys doing?
All right, here we are again.
Welcome to the next new episode of the Trailer Park Show.
Yeah, an exciting time again with Ben.
Ben, it's been quite a while since I've been here. I've been having to
2 or 3
attend
weeks.
school board meetings,
School board meetings and all them.
working on the parade committee and talking about the parade committee.
Did you see all the pictures I put up from? I finally got all the pictures out there, all scattered around, but
All the pictures of the parade are on Facebook.
yeah, I didn't put them in order like they're supposed to be.
And we wanna thank everyone that helped participate in the success of the parade this year, as we begin to prepare for next year.
Yeah, already.
We did have a luncheon with the sheriff.
That's right, it was
Sheriff
very good.
Hamilton at the UT
I put those
Longhorn
pictures up too.
Club. You also put those up. So, you know, there's been quite a bit of activity going on since
Yeah.
the last time we were here, and I think
Very cool.
we haven't been back. Haven't been back since the Jamaica, right? When y'all had
Yes,
your
first
booth
one
out
since the
there.
Jamaica, I guess. You have been
Yeah.
around.
And so, how was that experience being out there?
It was nice. It was very nice. It was nice crowd. A little bit on the hot side for
Yeah,
me
it was-
personally.
It was
Why?
hot.
Yeah,
But
that's what we're
okay.
doing
That's
next
without
year.
being-
Go get those big fans.
Exactly. But it was a real nice time. I mean, we enjoyed ourselves thoroughly. So thank you for allowing us to be there.
Sure, absolutely.
They
And
made me leave early, but you know.
one thing before we go to Ben, because
Right.
it's a hot issue and it's something that we need to start thinking about. El Concilio of Mexican American Neighborhoods had a meeting this past weekend to assess and look at, do some planning. And one of the things that was discussed as action for right now is to begin looking at candidates for the 10 districts once they're drawn up, and start, what do you do, say hunting or entertaining individuals who, while we know the lines aren't drawn yet, but we know they're going to be 10 different. For example, where I live, I know we're going to have a district.
So that means you want me to move to the east side of Austin. I have a house there. I can rent the house there. You know, I'll still have my house in Manor.
Right, but I
You
think
know.
you can only vote in one.
Wednesday at
But-
City Hall, is that?
But anyway, just for the record, we are going to begin that process of speaking to and entertaining candidates for the 10-1 districts once they come
So that'll be
drawn. We're about 14 months away from that.
Yeah.
But they do meet every Wednesday at Austin Energy
Austin.
at 6:30 p.m.
I heard it was going to be at City Hall this Wednesday.
Okay, it may be. You can also go on the City of
I
Austin
should have put
website.
that down on a TV flyer.
But it's important to, if you can, get involved, participate in the process, because it's going to be good for 10 years. And then
This
they revisit.
Friday at 5:30, and they're going to have their first. They're going to start having these happy hours once a month.
For the committee?
Yeah,
Really?
it's at the Opal Divines,
Happy hour and what
Lynn
sense?
Field. Was that it? It's the one down on South Congress.
Yeah, but happy hour in what sense? Alcohol or just?
I
Well,
don't know.
hopefully
Probably
no
still
alcohol.
a
We don't
party.
want any problems on Congress. You know, we've already had.
Yeah.
Enough problems there.
It's
Exactly.
Opal Divines, so I guess they got beer or something. I don't know.
So,
Opal Divines, but they're having that. That's Friday at 5:30.
we were also at the Capitol for the pro-life.
Got some
bill.
pictures of that.
We also posted those up. I also posted on my Facebook that I was a pro-life Democrat.
Did you
And I
see?
get hits back saying, hey, so are we, so are we. So
Did you see what
they're
I
out there.
posted from Senator Lucio? Was it Democrat out of Brownsville? He said it was no problem. He voted his conscience,
Yeah, yeah.
and he was there when the bill was signed. He was the only Democrat senator there when the bill was signed,
Nice.
because he said you can't vote for abortion and be a good, Anyway,
Very religious.
We'll leave that one as is. I guess, you know.
yeah, that'll come up in about 3 or 4 weeks when we have. We'll be back to the stuff like that later. I got stuff planned out till the end of August.
And as August does come around, guess what comes around? Back to school.
We'll be having
So we'll have a
education
guest,
shows,
we'll have
right?
An education show.
2 of them at
because
least.
AISD puts on a big back-to-school bash at the convention center, so we want to make sure that everyone is aware of the date, the time, so that you can make plans. And they will be having buses from several middle schools where they'll be taking parents and kids to the convention
And you
center.
believe we'll be able to get somebody from ASD on down here to tell us about it?
Yes, sir.
Cool.
All right.
Federal funds. always come to cities.
Are we gonna go to Bend now?
We're going to go to Bend.
That's good because I understand he's been there for how long? 18 years and we getting chicken-legged by the Democrats the whole time?
Federal funds
I had to throw that in there. I
always
couldn't help it, Ben.
appropriated by Congress for housing, for example. For many, many things, but housing is one of those.
Maybe we ought to start with telling Ben what he does. It's been 18 years at the Push-Up Foundation and a adult male drug and alcohol rehabilitation in East Austin.
Correct.
And this is definitely something that's needed,
Yes.
or I guess it's needed.
Well, yeah,
But
definitely.
what are your credentials? Your academic credentials?
Yeah.
Well, I will start by thanking every one of you for giving me the opportunity to be here to talk about the community issues and the things that we do. My name is Ben Obadego. I am originally from Nigeria. I've been in this country for more than 30 years. I'm a citizen of United States of America. I love this country. I have kids and grandkids in this country. So this is my home.
Yes.
You're a real live African
I'm
American.
not going nowhere. So I thank God. I thank God. But what we do, I've been in Push Up Foundation. I'm the founder of Push Up Foundation. And also my wife, Audra Mills, is a co-founder of Push Up Foundation. As a matter of fact, she is the one that wrote all the grants that Push Up is currently using today. I have a master's in criminal justice administration. I have BS in criminal justice from Lamar University. I have 3 associate degrees in law enforcement, substance abuse, and also social work. I have more than 20 years of experience doing what I do, and also participated in Austin in creating different agencies. For example, community court. I was one of the advisory committee that built, formed, created community court. But it's very unfortunate that community court would not even refer clients to Push Up Foundation, and even the director would not even come and visit. However, I am here today to talk about Push Up Foundation. What is Push Up Foundation? Push Up Foundation is a non-profit organization that has been in Austin for over 18 years. We provide transitional housing, substance abuse treatment services. We create job opportunities for our clients. Our agency believes in serving people that want to help themselves. That is, we want you to work and we want you to have job and be able to work for yourself and create opportunities for yourself and pay your own bills without anyone helping you.
Very
Okay.
nice. Very nice.
There's been a lot of money pumped into East Austin minority businesses we were talking about earlier. And somehow or another it didn't seem to get there. You know about this too, don't you?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. One of the fundings that is given to cities and counties is monies to help the homeless, address indigent, and to serve persons coming back into society from incarceration. And obviously those funds become very competitive, in a given geographic area. So, and then enters the politics of accessing those funds. And one of the things that has happened is that we are finding out, there's nothing new, but it's just coming up to surface, is that the politics has a lot to play in how the federal funds are being distributed here in Austin, Texas.
Surprise,
By
surprise.
the Austin City Council and the Austin Housing Finance Corporation, which, by the way, are the same folk. They just switch hats,
Convenient.
They accept the money and then they spend the money as well, so that is set up in that fashion. But the reason I'm talking about federal funds is because there are many small businesses, like nonprofits, that are run by African American or Mexican Americans, women, whatnot, and they also become eligible for these funds and
They're not receiving
And
the,
apply.
they're not receiving the funding that they deserve.
well, there's no equity in the distribution of the funds. You know, you'll get your big LifeWorks, for example, Salvation Army, those huge corporate nonprofits get the first chunk of funds. You know,
Is there anything left after?
very little. And then as funds are being cut at the federal level, well, it impacts more and more your small and pop, if you will, operations that conduct the services that like Ben has. But you had an issue with your loan or
Yes.
forgivable loan / loan that the
Correct.
city during the tenure of the whole history of the loan
Correct.
switched arrangements or conditions of this loan. You want to share with that
Yeah.
with us
Yeah.
and have documentation?
Right,
on that?
we have some documentations from Ben,
Yes.
and we're going to be showing it to one of the screens here shortly. If you want to let us know which one we need to look at
Yeah,
first.
let's start with the number one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So when they get the camera up there, we can go ahead and
Do you want me start starting?
Yeah,
Yes.
I could point out too that, well, Ben is not only one of the smaller ones, he's actually on the streets
Yeah.
of East Austin.
it's
so
gonna be
he
number
knows.
it's gonna be number one concerning.
Okay, all right, hold it up.
Um,
Put it down there.
Okay, just put it down here.
Put it down there.
Okay, let me go ahead and just take a gander at what it says here, just so that we can refresh everybody's memory. Essentially, this is dated June 27th of 2006
Just set it right down where you got
Yes.
it.
from the Office of Inspector General
Correct.
concerning a case hotline
Correct.
of HL 060800 concerning some Freedom of Information that was requested, and in fact, it'll be on the screen right now,
Correct.
just so that people can take a gander at that as we get that there.
Yes.
Yeah, you can
Yes.
read that.
Thank you very much.
You can read it?
Yes. This is to show the problem that we have had with the city of Austin since 2006. There was a complaint that we filed because the grants that we received from HUD through the city, and that grant is to provide services to the community for 10 years. And after 10 years, the property, which is 1711 East Cesar Chavez, will be of push-up, because the way push-up pays for it is through providing services, substance abuse, transitional housing, case management to homeless people. And as long as we do that for 10 years, the money will then, the property will go to push-up. And we did that according to the law, according to the federal
Right.
rules and regulations. We did our own part, but the city
Is refusing.
refusing. They changed it to loans, and they said that it wasn't grant, and they said that we have to, that the money belongs to them, more or less that the property belongs to them.
So now on the process there, there obviously there's an argument about, or the dispute between what the city's saying and what was written originally.
Correct.
Was there any stipulations in the paperwork that says that if the federal regulations weren't followed, let's say for example within a quarter time or within a period of time, if they found that there was some issues that might have been that came up and they needed to be corrected, and either they weren't corrected or they were corrected past the timeline, that the original agreement could be changed because of that?
I understand what he's saying. He's saying if it goes so long, did they have an arrangement to change it?
No, as long as the sub-recipient abides by the federal rules and regulations, you cannot change that.
Okay. And there was no complaints during that time?
There was
the
no
federal government?
complaint from anybody about us about that. We're still providing the services today. We did everything according to the rules and regulations, but the city just wanted to take the property.
Okay. And the reason why we wanted to make sure to add that in there is that in the event somebody were to say, well, no, there's these regulations, to your understanding, there was no stipulations in regards to that, and the program was a clean system, so that there was no complaints, I guess, from the federal level, so that they can kind of come back and say, well, this is what we found, and that way there's that stipulation. It's out there in the open. Ben has said that there's nothing, that the rules and regulations were followed at the federal level, and that way there's no, So that way they can't argue that there was a.
Sounds to me like he's just got a $100 piece of property over there
And
now.
that might be the case. So
How
so
long
it's
you been
it's
at it?
117.
18 years?
So it's 117.
1711 is Cesar
1711.
Chavez.
So where is that located at?
It's located on
I
in
mean,
a prime area.
Okay, just and,
They
and
now
just to-
call us
just-
Central.
And just so that people like me, I mean, I travel Cesar Chavez every once in a while. So if you have any, what landmarks?
Chicon?
Just before you hit Chicon,
Just before you hit your car?
Mission Funeral Home. It's a landmark.
Oh, yeah, well,
Right
that
in
is
that
$5.
area.
Okay,
I guess 17 years ago it wasn't, but
but now it is. Yeah,
so let's change
and I'm
the
assuming
rules
that's
and-
part of the redevelopment that they want to do to make East Austin pretty.
So, but where are you on that issue now?
That's what I'm trying to. I'm
Okay.
trying to.
On the lien? Or
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
so
what
we
I'm.
can go to number 2.
Yeah, let's go to number
Okay,
2.
we're gonna-
Let me
flip the
run
camera.
this quick so that.
Okay. If we can go to the other
Put the
camera.
camera on here in just a minute.
Oh,
Oh, she won't?
I can just move I can move
You
the.
can just move the board, Mom. You already got it set up.
Yeah.
Oh, well, if you can hold it steady and everything, then fine, just do it that way.
Okay.
Well, then go over, pull it to your, there you go, keep
Okay.
going.
So
Oh, wait,
when.
no, you can go back a little bit there.
Okay,
Go
so-
back a little bit more. All right, there you go.
Okay.
Got it.
So when they flip the screen, we can just go ahead and move it over to there so that they can see it.
You see, the number 1 showed where HUD, Inspector General of HUD, gave us a case number after reviewing the document that we gave to them.
Okay. And we have this other here, page, the
Did you
second.
read that okay? Yeah. 10-4.
Okay. The second paper is showing where they promptly stopped the investigation, canceled everything. They never spoke to me. They never, after they reviewed and gave us case number, and they stopped, and they said everything ended with them.
And they never said why or.
No explanation. They didn't say why, or they said that, they did not talk to me. They did not ask me any further information. They did not investigate or nothing automatically.
Wow.
Everything was suddenly stopped.
Wow. So after this part, did you have to refile any claims afterwards, or?
That's where I'm getting at. If you go to the third one,
Okay. We'll move over to number 3 here.
they refer the case to HUD. And if you look at it, Mr. Sweeney
Right.
made a decision on the second paragraph,
Okay.
concurring that they did not find anything and they did not see anything on that case,
Okay.
2006.
Right.
And then if you go to the fourth one,
Okay.
Push-Up has to file a lawsuit
Okay.
against the city of Austin because we believe that we provided the services as requested and we are still providing the services up to today. They have no legal grounds or any programmatic issues to say that they're going to take the property or to say that the grants were loans.
Right. And when was this filed? When was this lawsuit filed?
It was
Yeah,
filed
I think they're-
2009.
Okay.
And see the people there, Austin Housing Finance, like you said, they just
Yeah,
switch your hats,
Austin.
huh?
You see, it's very important. Austin Housing Finance Corporation is a city non-profit organization, and Austin City Council is the board of Austin Housing Finance Corporation, which means Austin Housing Finance Corporation is the city council. Because you have the mayor as the president, you have Cheryl Cole as vice president, and you have all the council members as the board, you have the city manager as the general manager, and then you have the director of Austin Housing Finance Corporation as the treasurer. So therefore, there is no difference between Austin Housing Finance Corporation and Austin City Council, which in itself raises some legal question because it is a discrimination to Push Up as a non-profit organization and also other non-profit organizations in the city of Austin.
And we are talking about millions of dollars for yours and other projects.
Well,
And
yeah,
you're talking
really-
talking about politicians disbursing federal money through Austin Housing Finance Corporation.
That's
So
that's
Austin Finance Housing, get that federal money, they don't want to come across with it.
Wow. Okay, so
Yeah,
so
let's get
now
to the part where us Republicans help you out.
okay, so now we've got another one on the same board.
Okay.
Just real quick, it's a letter from. Sorry,
Number
and I
5?
apologize. It's number 5, which is from the United States
Post office.
Postal Service.
Yes.
Okay.
I think we need to put that out
Okay.
because if you see,
It looks like there's an issue with mail that
there
was
were an issue with mail. Because our revenues were attacked. Everything that was giving push-up money was attacked. We developed what we call a call center, whereby we were calling people, telling them what we do, and people were sending donations. Now, in the post office, people were taking our donations, and sometimes people send us donations. People pick our letters from streets that were thrown out. And when we contacted the Inspector General here in Austin, they never did anything. When we went to Washington, all of a sudden, they arrested somebody and they said that they found somebody who was doing this, but that person wasn't an employee of post office.
So they were getting. So essentially, what they were doing, and I'm going to go ahead and lower this down here.
I lower it down.
Just so
Hold
we
on,
can go ahead
before you do it, now we're saying you got more than one funding source, and you had people mailing you contributions,
Correct.
and
Because
they
it's
were
a
coming up
nonprofit.
missing.
Correct.
And that money was coming up missing.
Missing.
And we
Big time.
have a quote unquote non-civil servant who was going through the mail at the post office. Apparently, at the post office, that was getting the mail and discarding it wherever they were doing it. They weren't going into your mailbox. Okay, here would be the question. Do they deliver the mail to your office, or is that at a pickup where you have to go to the post office and pick up all
We
correspondence?
have a special post office box.
How in the hell can they get your, never mind. I don't know how they can get your mail out of there, but,
Which they shouldn't. They shouldn't be able to. That's the problem.
okay, so anyway, so you went down to D.C. and
All-
complained about this.
All of a sudden, they were able to come up with quote unquote what they claimed. But to me, how could an outsider get to my post office through the inside?
Exactly. And that's the truth.
Without some inside help.
Exactly. Which means that there's a problem with the post office. There's because they're allowing people to just go in without any problem, even though it's supposed to be one of the secure places. Because I've seen their operations, and of course, absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. Okay, so moving on to we have
Moving on to, I just want to also say that one of the things with push-up is that whatever we say, we have been able to prove it. Everything we say, we show documents to support what we say.
Okay, so we have the number 6 document,
Okay.
which is right here. Let me just go ahead and move it over just a little bit there.
I think that's the complaint.
Correct. And this is to the city of Austin, I believe, to the house.
No, this is the complaint that we filed, the civil
I
rights
think
complaint.
discrimination complaint.
Discrimination complaint that we filed to HUD. And this complaint that was filed to HUD, nothing has changed from 2006 to the present. Remember, I had showed you where they refused and they made conclusion on the same case.
Correct.
We filed this civil right complaint and it was accepted. Then the question will be, why was it accepted?
Now, is this one because do you think that they accepted this one because it was involving a discriminatory allegation, or because it was just a matter, or because of?
Why did
Well-
they accept this one, in other words?
Okay, it's right there. Let me explain. Why they accepted before this complaint was
Yeah.
filed. We went to Lloyd Doggett. We went to Mayor Leffenwell. We went to County Judge Sam Bisco. We went to all the council members.
And none
We
of that-
visited with them in their office. We went to NAACP more
right.
than
All right.
15 times if I try to be conservative.
Okay. Yeah.
We went to everyone. We went to churches. We went to different people. We went to everywhere. I want the community to understand that we are standing here talking today. We have explored all the channels of command, but no
You went
help.
through everything.
No help.
Absolutely.
Then we turn to U.S. Senator Connie.
Hey, Republican!
John Connie.
John Connie.
Okay.
And you got action.
Action Senator. We turned to him and man, he started asking questions. Let's see his letter there. You know,
Okay, go to number 8.
I like this already.
Okay, so we can go to the second camera if possible.
You waking up?
Senator's letter? Is it
Yeah,
there?
they're gonna switch over the camera here. Let me just
So
slide
you-
it over just a little
So
bit.
I can understand you went to all the proper channels. In other words, you went to the mayor, the
Corny, further down.
Connie.
Okay. Oh, sorry. No, this isn't the one here. So I think it's number. This is from the city.
That's also, he's talking about the letter.
Oh, that's all the different letters you sent. You're right. You went to city, you went to county, you went to
Everybody.
congressman.
State, everything. We went to everyone.
So we'll go right
No,
there to number 7.
no result.
There it
Yes,
is.
that's there. That's what
Okay, let me just slide it over
Yeah.
here properly.
See,
John
the letter,
Sure
Yeah.
enough. John
Corner.
Corner.
see, he started asking questions.
Because that's a lot of money.
And he stepped in. You know,
Yeah, if I can right here. Now, Mr. Wallace was just here, and he told me something like there was been over $100 million earmarked for minority businesses in East Austin.
$450 million.
How many businesses are there in East Austin minority?
They are closed.
Where the
Most of
Hades did all that money go?
they're all gone. But before I go
It's all run by Democrats.
before I go to Senator Connie, it is very, very important to understand
Yes, sir.
the source and the protector of Pusher Foundations. That is the Most High God, the Alpha and the Omega, the King of Kings, because He is the one that has kept us. If not God, we will not be here today talking, because you're talking attacks from different code enforcement from everywhere.
The city
They
came after you.
they came after us, but God has kept us. So Mr. U.S. Senator Connie stepped in, started asking questions, and that's how our complaint was
And so it's this one right here.
accepted. This one, I will let Gavino, because Gavino was in that meeting. That's where we showed. Could you imagine telling HUD about its own rules and regulations?
I'm still stuck in this $450 million.
Hold.
You could give every business in East Austin a couple $1 million for that much money.
We had to put this and show HUD the rules and regulations that the city of Austin broke. The city never operated according to the rules and regulations of the federal government, and when they are receiving money from the federal government, they use city ordinances to supersede federal laws, and you can't do that. You cannot do that.
10-4. I didn't think
HUD
that.
allowed them to do that. He was there. And
Called it
then
lax.
we pulled them out, we pulled all these things out, and HUD could not hide. They had to go with us.
So now there was another picture on here that we showed prior to the letter from Senator Corning, which was the release of a lien.
Correct.
So on that one, from what I understand, is that there was money that was, was that money or was that property that they were holding against you guys?
No, it was the grant.
Okay, the grant.
It was the grant. The grant came from two sources of federal fund. One, it came from Home Fund, and the other one came from CDBG, Community Development Block Grant.
Development block grant. Okay.
So we met all the requirements. They never followed any single rules and regulations. They just did what they want to do. And we challenged them, and we came before HUD, and we proved it to be right. Because we put all the rules and regulations from the Federal Code Register
Right.
and put it right there before HUD, and HUD could not back away from it.
So now where are you at right now with everything that's going on?
Well, where we are with everything that is going on is that HUD is dragging its leg to make decision on the complaint. And the complaint has been there. We have proved the city already released the lien. We have shown in all the documents, all the rules and regulations broken by the city. So what is holding HUD? The city did not release the lien because they wanted to release the lien. In the first place, we had to go to court to spend thousands of money that we don't have with attorneys that never wanted to work for us in the first place. You know. So now, the question is, why is HUD dragging its leg?
And has that question been asked?
Yes,
I'd imagine you probably asked them saying, hey, okay, what's going on? But has there any other outside sources being involved to try to help out with answering that question from HUD?
Well, it has been very difficult to get the media to get involved with us. He had been in the meeting with us in American Statesman. We've been with Michael King. We've been with Fox News. We've been with KXAN. Mm-hmm. They wouldn't do anything. Even though we gave them all the information, they will not report. Even though they come and do interview, they will not publish it.
You're going against the city. They don't want to.
The trailer park show did.
Yeah, now.
So have
you
So have they said? Did they now? This is something that will probably. And that's okay. You know why? Because let them try. What are they going to do? Hey, you know, what are they going to do? They're going to Lamberg you?
So basically, while I'm here, I'm speaking to the community, and I'm speaking to the federal government. We have written to Attorney General. We have done everything that we know how something gotta be done. Something gotta be done. We have done everything that we know how. The media would not do its job. They would not do it.
Did they say anything after the interviews? Did they say, "Hey, this is great, thanks," but I mean, you guys were there.
What is it that you want to be done?
Well,
would satisfy push-up.
Two things.
All right.
We want every money that we spent to be paid back, all the legal fees that we spent in the lawsuits. We want our car wash back. We want also our chodo. We have been chodo all the years. We are still chodo providing services, and the HUD connived with the city to take our chodo. And when we requested for some federal information that is obligated by HUD to be released to us, HUD will not release the information. HUD has been working with the city. HUD is the problem. All the millions of dollars that came down to help minorities, especially African American and Hispanic, HUD has worked with the city.
Well, hold on. They wasn't helping us white folks either now, was they?
To disappear the money.
Well, I'm just checking it's $450 million for minority business East Austin, and how come there ain't shopping malls over there or something for that much money?
And anytime you talk to them to reconcile issues, or Mark Ott or Michael McDonald, or they come after you. I know they're gonna come. Anytime you talk to them, instead of working with you and looking at the issue you have complained, instead of them working with you, they attack you. And that has been the way they have done business. And that is totally wrong. Something must be done. Something must be. That's why I'm standing here. I know they have attacked us. They cut our funding. They cut our lights. They said we use 200,000 gallons of water a month when we don't even have car wash. He was there. We showed them all the documents.
You need an Olympic size.
We showed them. All I need somebody that will report. I thank you for giving us the opportunity to say this. I challenge the city. If the city of Austin, if you feel that Ben Obadegu is telling a lie against you, I challenge you publicly. Let any of your people stand up before me. I will debate him, attorneys or anything.
And has anybody from the city council said anything during this whole time? I mean, both of you guys would know anything more on
The
that.
city council is the problem. The city council is the one doing all this thing to us. The city council is the one that cut our funding. The city council is the one that took our car wash. The city council does not look at facts. And they don't believe in following laws.
And so now, okay, you're saying that there was a car wash? You guys had a car wash there? Or?
No, they cut it. They cut the car wash off.
Oh,
And
you mean a fundraiser council?
yeah, because we've been doing it. In fact, we inherited that. He was in the court. He testified, and
Is that right?
It was a conditional use permit request. He has a zoning, but in order to have a car wash, you had to have a conditional use
A
permit.
fundraising car wash?
No, not a fundraising. This was a business.
Oh,
This is a business every day. It was a detail car washing.
okay,
So
not
they-
like
they-
the big wand and all that?
No. They had to. It was a bucket, what they call
bucket and sponge.
bucket
That
and
was-
sponge car wash. So it was, for the liberals, it was save water, economic.
You mean your people?
It was that kind of a car wash. But
Yeah, I can see a Republican saying no to this
it,
kind
it
of
was it was a 4-3 vote on the council to deny the conditional use permit.
They must have had some reason for that.
Well, after it had neighborhood support, business support.
Planning Commission,
The
80 support.
contact team for that area took a no position. And the only one that complained were Lori Renteria and Pio Renteria. And Mike Martinez took it on as enough to shut down the car wash operation by not giving them the conditional use permit. So, yeah,
That doesn't make any sense.
they've been contributors to the whole trying to get push up out of business agenda or strategy. And there are other agencies that
Why?
provide
Who's
the
he
service.
competing against?
Well, there are other agencies that provide the same services in the county.
Now, are
Thank
they-
you.
Are they
And
in that- in that-
In East Austin?
and also another thing about this is that they charged me for the car wash. Okay, we went to court. Now, when the issue was resolved, the case became mute. My attorney withdrew from the case. Now, when I wrote a motion to the court, the city of Austin went and paid fine on a case that was legally on appeal without my consent to get a conviction against me. The city of Austin,
They
I have
use
the
his-
document.
They use his bond money to pay themselves.
They used my bond money to pay. I have the
I don't
document
like
showing
these kind of jobs, man.
it was legally on appeal. The appeal was
the
approved. I
case
have
is
it.
on appeal. The bond money was used to pay the fine.
Oh, Lord.
So
gotta
let's,
get
just
into
so that
this.
people, I think we want to transition a little bit, just so that people understand what you're doing in the community, because we have an issue. Obviously, we have an issue that's going on with our legal standing, where he's being attacked by the city. He's being attacked by the federal side with the HUD. But I think people, in order for people to understand a little bit more and try to see where they can
In
help out.
case you just tuned in,
Right.
he's well qualified to do this kind of work.
Exactly. He's got more
He's got all
masters.
kind of letters all behind his name and in front of it and all that.
I think it'd be a good thing to go ahead and talk a little bit about what the organization does, so that people understand a little bit better what they do for the community. Because the stuff that you're doing to try to help out individuals that have abuse problems or that are in transition, especially in that area, especially in East Austin, is humongous. And I told you some of the stuff that I do on the personal side. And looking at that, I'm like, if there's communities, if there's organizations out there, like the Push Up Foundation, that are doing right to help these individuals out, then they need to be acknowledged. And that way they can say, okay, what can we do to help out?
Well, yeah, but we're only gonna have like 20 minutes left.
Oh,
I
that's
wanna
okay.
make sure Ben gets plenty of time to tell us all this. But some people don't tell, Ben has been running this place for 18 years. Well qualified. He's the only one out in East Austin, I guess.
And
You're-
the
so
only
you're-
African American director of a nonprofit that delivers this kind of service in Travis County.
And he's not referred to by any of the courts.
No, you see,
That doesn't make any sense at all.
98% of our clients come from the street. Right now, as I'm talking to you, we have 40 clients.
Yeah.
We have 55 African Americans, 35% white, and 10% Hispanic. And the way Push-Up is designed, you can't get into programs, you can't go to Austin Recovery and get in. There is no place to get in. We are the only one available to people who can come from the street and come in and get help. And we have done that. We have helped a lot of our clients get jobs. We have helped them own their own businesses. As a matter of fact, the car wash was for the clients, not for me. The city looked into the money and they saw where the money was going.
Any
It was
profit went
helping.
into
No, it
running,
wasn't profiting me not. I don't even make anything compared with what I should be making. But you see, the calling, I love what I do because I love to help people. And we have done it. And it's not easy to be in this work when they're attacking you through light bill, they're attacking you through everywhere. They're using some government agencies to come at you. So many things that have been done. And then when you call the city manager, no response. You call Michael McDonald, man, he comes with more code enforcement against you. You go to Nelson Linda, he will not. Nelson
not
Linda,
my buddy Nelson.
you go to him, man, you
Yeah.
just,
He's gotta have the money.
you know, but God has kept us.
All right.
If it's not God, look, I'm a minister of the Most High God. If it's not God, I will not be. And then people say, Ben, don't talk. No. I'm not afraid of anyone. Because we save life. We serve people. You have high-tech companies. You have all the people, they give money to certain people, but they never give money to us. We are in the trench. We are doing the work. And I thank God for where we are today.
And if there weren't agencies that provided services to these type of clients or members of the community, they'd be in our neighborhoods. They'd be under the bridges. They'd be under other areas, in unsafe areas. And while
So you
they're
get thrown in jail.
while they're in this type of setting, at least during that time, you know, you have less people out there, not having anything to do and.
Well, I had to ask you, about the, because I know if you get a DWI or something, they'll often refer you to a counselor. But they don't refer none of that to you. You know
Well,
what I mean? No court.
The AA.
no, you have to have, we used to do the DWI, courses. You have to, have the certification to do that.
But the court doesn't refer.
But people that are in community court, people that are, especially community court.
Community courts, yeah,
Community
community
court,
court.
we formed community court. They will not even send people to me because they don't want Bishop to be paid. We complained to Michael McDonald.
But you're in the neighborhood.
With the neighborhood. We've been serving the clients even before the money came down. As soon as the money came, they cut us off. I asked the director of the community court to come and visit in our facility. He wouldn't come. We complained to Michael McDonald. He never did anything. He never did nothing. You mark out, he would not say nothing. He will never address any issue concerning us.
All these are our own people.
When you say, I don't know.
They're African American,
Well,
they're Latinos.
you could be
Democrats.
African American, but
Make it
man, we suffered
big.
more under his administration
they
than
make-
we have suffered under any city manager that I know of.
So now, how are you getting people referred to your organization?
They come from the street.
They just come from
They're self-referral.
the court systems don't say they do not say, hey, you got to.
We had to fight with the TDCJ director, Livingston. He wouldn't send somebody to us, even though we are qualified.
and
He had to fight. He had to go to
Director.
with us.
It's interesting because the city council likes to lift the collar on the fine job they do in creating jobs. Okay, the great job they do in funding
$150 million.
homeless.
They can do a hell of a fine job creating some jobs.
But on the
I'm
job
sorry, go
on the
ahead.
job angle, they cut 30 jobs when they did away with the car wash.
Yeah, that's
That's
true.
30 jobs that were cut by this council.
People who needed some work.
Yeah. And so a lot of those kind of inconsistencies. And the car wash issue in this particular case was, unfortunately, was a zoning case issue, but at the end of the day, it was turned into a
Buckets and sponges.
personal attack
Right.
strategy and conclusion. Well, see, we got you. But I did find out that, I think we need to mention this because I don't know if you did at the beginning of the show or last show, why we were not here that day we were at the Capitol.
Yes, that was.
Y'all already talked about
Yeah,
that
there
last time?
was a discussion. last week?
No, we didn't have the show on that Monday because we played a tape because my old lady she has bone metastasis.
Right, and she came on
Right.
to talk about
Oh,
what was
okay.
going on.
Okay, yeah, because during that absence, I've been hearing, hey, we watch your show. We watch the show every Monday. So
appreciate
those of you that watch us religiously, thank you for tuning in with us. We try to bring you the best.
All 6 or 7 of you.
Yeah, we try to bring you the best, most hot off the press, if you will, local issues of what's going on both sides of the party, Democrat and Republican.
I like this one because it's the Republicans that are helping him out.
Yeah, and that is a challenge that hopefully, or maybe if the Republicans are out there to contribute or want to make a change or win supporters, this is something that they could hop on, because I know that under Bush, there was the religious component of funding.
Faith-based.
Yeah, faith-based. Remember Bush?
Sure.
And we know
faith-based rehab programs and all. Yeah.
And
Correct.
we know Bush himself was an alcoholic, so he could be.
Not just that, but we'll leave the other.
Alcoholic.
Recovering alcoholic and recovering alleged drug user.
I'm not gonna go there.
So he could have some understanding.
And I want to tell you something about that, what you just said right now, Gavino, because this is something that Ben and I were talking about prior to the start. Ben is a Christian, or has very strong Christian beliefs.
Yes.
And I asked him an important question about that, because not many, you have people that are Christian, you have people that have come up different faiths. And I asked the question as to whether or not, if you have someone who is of an alternate faith, such as a person who is of Muslim faith, what's going to happen to that person? And I think it's really important to let everybody know that there is faith involved when it comes to the recovery. But it's also important to know that Ben and the Push-Up Foundation will not reject anybody based on religion. If you have someone who's of different faith, they will help them out.
Or gender.
Yes.
Or gender.
Yes.
Or gender.
Yes.
They will not reject anybody based on faith
Correct.
because of,
No, we don't.
they've got
Because
to
the
No,
issue
we-
is recovery.
The issue is recovery. We are
They're
open.
human beings.
We serve everybody. As a matter of fact, sometimes people describe Push-Up as a UN, because we serve everybody. We don't discriminate against anyone. If you are a Muslim, you come into Push-Up, that's okay. If you don't believe God, you come into Push-Up, that's okay. But we encourage people.
Did we?
We encourage people to serve God. We encourage people to find a church of their choice where they can serve God. Because you have two things here. You can be clean and you can be whole. The program will make you clean, but God will make you whole.
So if you have
Did
someone
we cover all these letters?
Yes.
Yes, we
So
covered
if we
everything.
have
We got like 10
someone
minutes.
that consumes a lot of alcohol, they can go there for help.
Yeah. Yes. The only thing that is needed. Yes.
And
Yes.
okay, now I want
That's what we do.
Now, folks. Gavino's looking at me.
Yeah,
for some
look
reason.
at
I don't know why he's doing it.
That's what we do,
He's
Gavino.
elbowing me.
We don't care. You have to have a desire to change. If you are not willing
hear
to
that,
change,
Ma?
you cannot come to Push-Up. You cannot come to Push-Up to watch TV. You gotta do something with your life. If you are not ready to change your life, we don't need you.
Sound like she heard you.
And that's good. And that's
Yes.
good. So now, have you had anybody that came in
Did you hear that?
that didn't?
Your butt.
That he can go to alcoholic counseling classes with Ben?
Please, you take your butt, you idiot.
So have you had to reject anybody because of that, where they just came in and they said, yeah, I need help, and they want some help, and then they decided not to?
No, if you come in, there has to be a start. And from there you come in, we start monitoring you. From the day you come in, you can drink, you can use. If you drink or use, you're out.
Yeah. Let's go back to what can we do to help.
You have
Well-
5 minutes. Go ahead and let us know that and wrap up.
Well,
we gotta talk something
yeah.
about.
First of all, we thank the community and we thank the U.S. government. I love this country very much. We love what we do. We want help from businesses, especially high-tech communities. We have been neglected for 18 years. They wouldn't give us any help. We want to get back the women facility. We want also to get back our car wash. We also have a business, term service, that we created. We need jobs to help our clients. We want to work for our money. We don't want you to just give us something. And also,
Scam here.
we would like to open up our call center back. So we need businesses to help our clients work and make money and pay taxes like everybody else.
And this is what's unique about Ben's approach and nonprofit is that they always have business ventures, enterprises to try to financially maintain themselves independent and not have to rely on federal funds or
Correct.
state funds. That way, if you create your own economic engines like the car wash, like the call center, like the moving company, and he has the staff, he has the human resources of the guys that are staying there. So it's a twofold deal, because they're given jobs, they're provided jobs as they begin
You're
the
off the street, you're
process.
providing jobs, you're getting counseling on drug and alcohol use.
Correct.
So it's a win-win situation for the entire community when you look at it in the long run, and it's cost saving to our justice system.
A lot of money.
Because it's going to keep them out of the
Keep them
courts.
out of jail, keep them out of the courts.
So I guess the important part right now is for city council to go ahead and because I would imagine that we did this last time, and I called out a couple of the city council members on a situation with zoning. I think with a permit, and then I'm taking part of the credit for that permit that you guys got for the parade, by the way.
Which one?
You were down there with us.
I wasn't there with you guys, but I called them out over here on the show.
10-4.
So
Quickly, we got
okay, here's the thing. If they want to go ahead and create something that's going to be good for the community, especially in the East Austin area where you're going to have individuals that are going to try to become productive U.S. citizens or productive citizens and productive members of the city, where they're going to be making money for you, then you might want to go back and talk to Ben again to go ahead and help them out, because if not, there's going to be someone else out there who is going to be running for your seat and who's willing to move from the city that they're living in now to the community that they're going to be in, that will go ahead and say, hey, I'll go ahead and fight you guys against what you guys are doing, so that we can make sure that people who like and organizations that Ben has that will try to stimulate growth in our community, not just the high tech jobs, but all the jobs that are out there that are necessary within the city.
We can do anything.
What
but
number
not
should
just-
they call you if anyone that's out there is interested in providing legal services pro bono or something to help this nonprofit? Everything's tax deductible.
Can you put that up there, Mo?
Where
512
512
786
786
7966.
7966. So you say you had a UN down there.
Yes.
¿Se habla español?
We serve everybody.
So who's the city council representative there? Mike Martinez, right?
Mike
we
Martinez.
don't have no
Oh,
district.
no, I mean, but who's the main
They
but
know
who's the
better.
main person that's out
The
there?
whole city
County
council.
commissioner is
Margaret Gomez.
she's always around in, I've always been impressed with
512.
512-78.
And this is if
I'll be happy to move. I'll put it to this way. I'll be happy to move from Maynard back to Austin, just to go to improve a point.
512.
I'll be the carpetbagger.
I got
Seven.
here 786
Yes. 79.
7966.
It's mine.
Correct.
No, I'm kidding. It's Ben's number for the
Push-Up
for the push-up?
Foundation.
Yes.
the contact number
Contact.
for
That's
Push Up
my-
Foundation
Much of a,
if you're interested
Yeah.
in helping volunteering.
And also, I would like to send a message to the churches.
Yes.
See, the churches, Christ is the head of the churches.
All right.
And it's not my place to make judgment on the churches. But the solutions of the world are in the church.
We have talked about this before, how the churches used to be so much more involved in doing the community services like you're providing. You've been telling me about Ben for a long time, Gavino, and we never had him on. We got
I really-
And it's,
There's
it's
a
a
number.
pleasure and
that's
it's an honor
good.
to actually meet
Yeah.
you.
3.5.
No.
We got 4
No,
minutes.
no.
No show next week.
7966. No,
But we
she
go
wrote-
off at 58:30
No,
right down
66, not 60.
What's the number?
there.
7966. Not
7966.
Not 60.
7966. There
Good.
you go.
Hey, all right.
There you go. All right, we got it
Yeah,
up.
we got it.
Okay.
Thank
So
you.
we have future shows.
Let me see.
We have
Ah, it's
Thank
scratch
you.
it.
we have future shows coming up.
Yeah, we do not have a show next week. The first 2 weeks of you got it. We're in August.
Just so that you know, I'll be out the first week of August.
How do I get the tape of this?
We will
It'll
have,
be on
We'll
Facebook.
try to put it up on.
we will. I will work on getting that up
It'll be on
Okay.
either
Facebook.
tonight or tomorrow.
Okay.
Or YouTube.
I'll ask for the.
No
Okay.
show
What
on
will
the
it take for me
29th.
to get it?
No show on August
Oh, we'll get it.
29th.
No show on
Really?
August
Yeah, we'll get
29th.
it.
No, on Sunday. I mean on July 29th. Next Monday we don't have a show. And we're gonna try to do 2 education shows.
Man,
we
I
don't
really
have one
thank you
next Monday.
guys for
Not
man,
next
this
Monday.
is wonderful. I really
This
appreciate
is
it.
last show for July.
And I thank the ladies, you know,
That's
for
how I do a 6.
I thank the ladies for their hospitality, you know, their kindness, and I really appreciate that.
I'm still stuck on how many millions of dollars for businesses in East Austin?
$450
Lord have
million.
We also want to thank all the veterans that came out to the parade.
I
Took
wish we
time.
could show some pictures, but go on to,
If you go to Facebook,
just go to,
either go to mine or the Trailer Park Show, and you'll
Greater
see
Park shows James Ritter.
you'll see the pictures of the parade and all of those that were part of
Like
it.
220, I still have to do Juneteenth
And
pictures. We still got some, but it's
we
pretty
want to
good.
thank all those that have told me that, hey, we watch your program, or that's how we're keeping up with what's
me, right?
happening in the.
Because they can't,
the
like he
bottom.
said, he's been to all these news
They will not,
things.
no, they will not, they will
wouldn't come
not.
on.
You
You
guys
wanna
are
find
the
out
one
what's
that put
happening?
us on the, they will not.
You have to go to, and Channel Austin, 40 years, there's all kinds of things coming up.
Yeah.
If you get the show flyer, if not, send me an email and I'll put you on a list. There's a Channel Austin /events, no celebration. Just go to Channel Austin website, you'll find there's plenty going on. Friday, 10/1, having little, it's once a month happy hour, whatever you call it.
Is this a
Hopefully by the
committee?
Congress.
Is this a committee or AGR?
AGR,
Oh, okay. Not the committee.
no, it's just
Oh,
anybody
okay,
who supports
okay,
it.
okay, okay.
And wants to drink
And once you get drunk and
down in Congress, you know, have
So
a,
they sell other things at open device
and,
besides
and,
liquor.
and then
You
you
get good
and then
food.
be seen on video saying
Yeah!
saying I'm going to the Capitol
no
and hit a car and then which ends
Call
up hitting
Greg,
about,
call
Oh,
Greg.
Greg!
Yeah, let's call Greg.
What's
Yeah.
that tease before sheriff that way?
Call Greg.
We got a minute left. I
All right,
do appreciate
okay, well,
you coming on.
Thank you, Ben,
Yes.
for coming in.
Well, I
keep
thank
going
you guys. I
For the
thank you
service
guys.
you provide to our
Yeah.
community
We'll be back in 2
For-
weeks, and we're going to have education coming on, back to school.
for 18 years. Nonprofits
On
don't
the
last
streets
that
of East
long.
Austin.
Nonprofits don't last that long.
Where did all that money go? Oh, quick, 30 seconds. Where did
God
all that money
kept
go?
us, man. If not him, I don't think we would.
Ben, 30 seconds. Where did all that money go?
Nobody
nobody
knows.
That's the $450 million question. What happened?
Yeah, no wonder the
What
city,
happened?
Martinez got a real nice house.
Most of the African American businesses have been closed. 11
and
and
they
12th
just
Street.
little rundown joints. Anyway, 10 seconds. Appreciate everybody watching. No show next week. We'll be back in August, back to school. Francisco, appreciate it. Gabriel,
you, folks.
we're saying bye-bye now, folks.
Gabriel.